Yesterday we have completed till this, right? Till creating table, and we have gone through this TCL and then DCL program, right? So we need to work on with TCL program. So I will help you with that. And now we will see about this unique key and the other keys. Okay. Okay. So today we will, we are going to see about the different keys which is available in MySQL. Okay, because a key is very, very important, right? So on the day we just discussed about what is unique key and what is primary key, what is surrogate and what is alternate, right? So now today we will see a detailed of what is unique key. Let me give you the detailed explanation and then I will. Okay. So now first we are going to see about unique key. So what is unique key? Actually, this is a single field, or we can say it as a combination of a field, okay, that ensures all the values going to store into a column will be a unique. It means actually in a very, in a short way, we can say it cannot accept a duplicate values. So that is called as a unique, okay. And it uses more than one column with a unique constraint in a table. Okay, and it can accept a null value and but allowed only one null value per column. Per column, you can use only one null value. Okay, it ensures the integrity of the column or a group of column to store. So I'll give you the important points here. The first one is it is a single or a combination fields that ensures the value going to store in a column. Going to store in a into a column. Okay. So this is about a unique key. And the second one is second point. We can say more than one column with a unique constraints in a table. Okay, more than a one column with a unique constraint in a table. And it will allows, okay, actually it allows more than a one column with a unique constraint in a table. And third point will be, so it maintains the integrity. So this is about a unique key. And next, what are the needs of this one? Why we need to go for the integrity? So it is useful in preventing the two records from storing a identical value into a column. Okay, so that is a main criteria or main important value why we need to learn this unique key. So it is preventing two records from storing identical values into the column. Okay, next one, it stores only the distinct value. Okay, distinct value in the sense a different value that maintains the integrity and reliability of a database for accessing the information in an organized way. The same point, but in a different way they have mentioned. and it contains a null value into a table. Okay, it contains a null value, and it also works with a foreign key, preserving the uniqueness of a table. Okay. So these are the some three points about it, and how we can create a unique key. That is the third step. So we can create table and the table name. Okay, and then you need to mention. I'm sorry, I was using curly brace. No, there's a like you have to use the argument kind of thing. Okay, next the date, that is column name, and what is the data type, and column two, and what is the data type. And then if you want to make this column two as a unique, you can mention a unique here. Clear? So this is how you will be creating a syntax of this unique key. And if we want to create more than a one unique key column in a table, then you can also do that. So let's do that. How we can do it? So the second syntax is for multiple, or we can say like more than one unique key column into a table. Okay. So next is create a table name, and column one. So it is going to be, you need to give the column definition first. Okay. So this is the column definition. And then for the column two, again, column two, you need to give a column definition. And it goes on like this. And then finally, you can mention the constraints. Okay, this is a keyword. Constraint is a keyword. And then the constraint name. We can create a constraint name here. And then we can mention unique column is code name. Okay, so like this, we can create a unique key for a more than one column. In a column, we can create a more than a one key into a table. Okay. So if we have not, specify the name for the unique constraint, then, MySQL generates a name automatically for this column. So it is recommended to use a constraint name, okay, while creating a table. So that is must. So now we will see what are the parameter explanations we have. Okay, what are the parameters explanation? So first a table name means what we are going to create. That is called as a table name that we already know. And what is column? It is a column name that contains in a table. And again, this is the constraint. Okay, constraint means, constraint name. This is a keyword and this is a constraint name. What is this constraint name? It is called as, it is the name of unique key. You need to mention the unique key name. Clear? And a column name. So column name means here we need to mention the column name. It is a column names that is going to be a unique key. So which column you're going to specify the, you want to make that column as a unique, you have to give a column name after this unique keyword. Clear? So now unique key examples. What are the, examples we have? So let's see example like, let's create a student table with a unique constraint. So how we can create? Can anyone try this? Can anyone give me the answer for this? So I already gave you some syntax. Can you create any table with unique keyword? Can we do that? No idea? So I hope everyone is there. Just say thumbs up or say yes or no. Are you there, guys? Everyone? Session only. Okay, fine. Okay, let me create. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a table name called, okay, first let me choose the database. So let me take, okay, I'll create a new database now. So database name, let me give keys. Okay. It's not capital. Okay. So key is not accepting. Okay. So now the next is I want to use this table, right? So database to how to use this, use alpha. Now we are into the next step. So what is the next step? The next step is to create a table. Create a table called a student. And then inside this, I'm just giving a column called, I'm going to get the name of the student ID and name, mail and age and the city. Okay. So first, let me give a student underscore ID, integer data type. And it's going to be a not null and unique. Okay. And next is second column is going to be for the first column, I'm mentioning as a unique keyword. Okay. And next is name and varchar of some 45 and the email varchar of, again, I'm just giving 45, comma age type, data type is integer and city is going to be a varchar of 24. Clear? So like this, we have to run. So next step is, what is the next step? So let's see the table. I have a one table. What is the next step, guys? So I've created a table. What will be the next step? What is the next step? Okay, good. So inserting a data, right? So now we need to insert a data. Let's say for an example, very simple to understand this. I'm just giving an insert keyword, insert into a table name as student. And I'm just giving the column names, student underscore ID, comma name, comma email, comma age, comma city. Okay. And after this, we'll be adding a values, right? So values of some values, whatever. So one comma, I'm just giving some name. Okay, let me give me a simple name. So A, and then I'm giving a mail ID to be A at edunet foundation.org. Okay. And then comma, I'm adding the age of a person. Let me give 22. And the city is going to be, let's take, so let's give Chennai or Delhi. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to mention it in the single quotes. Okay, so it is done. So now I will add the other values also. Let me give comma and give 2 and here B and the B. Here let me give some other city, Chennai, and comma, mentioning the other values also, 3 comma C comma C at Edunet Foundation .org, comma 24 5 and Rabbit. Okay, I'm just adding some 3 content. So now we will check the select option. Just go to the select star. So to retrieve the values, what is the, how to retrieve the values? How to retrieve the values, guys? So I've created a table now and I have inserted the data. How to retrieve the value? What is the command? What is the query? What is the query to fetch and retrieve the details? Select star, a table name. Great. Select star from the table name student. Okay, I have some 3 rows here. So now what happened is everything inserted, everything is good. But now again, let me take this. Okay, the same value. So what it is saying, what it is saying. So it is, I'm just trying to import or insert the same value which we already have it on the table. So now it is saying like the duplicate entry 1 for the key student ID is not accepting. It is showing an error. So this is how the unique key is will be useful. Clear? I hope everyone is clear what is unique. And you can also, if you want to define the unique key on the multiple columns. So how we can do that? Can we try that using the multiple columns? 1 minute. Okay, guys, next is we're going to see how we can apply the unique key for the multiple columns. Okay, let's see. So first you need to mention okay, so again I'm creating a table. Let's take, I'll just remove this. Let me create the student to be student 2. Okay. Student 2. I mentioned the student 2 and students underscore ID, integer data type, and then roll number, integer, comma, and name, varchar of 45, not a null. Okay. So this should not be a null. The name should not be null. That is why we mentioned like name varchar of this one and email varchar of 45, comma, and age is going to be integer city care of 25. And again, after this, I have not mentioned any unique key, keyword for any of the column, right? But now I can make a constraint. So just give constraint. And then now you can mention some name for the, for the unique key. So I'm just giving a name to be like roll number. Let's take delta. Okay, just giving as a delta. And I'm creating a unique keyword. And for which particular column you're going to give this unique key. So I'm going to give a unique key for a roll number, and then an email. Sorry, what is the error? So email, the email is there. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I was doing it in a insert value. I'm sorry. So just click on create. So everything is same. Let me copy this. And this is the one, right? So you guys are not telling anything. Just so we just need to apply, unique key for particular table. While we are creating a table, we are not going to apply this thing in a in an inserting stage. This is going to be, be applicable in the creation stage. Okay, clear? So now it is works. So now you can see, the queries is okay and 0 rows is affected. So to verify this, execute the, we can some execute some following, like show index from a student to. We can see the index of all the things. See here, the table visible, student 2, and non-unique expression null, and key name is delta, right? We have mentioned as delta. The unique key name which we have given is delta, and sequence and index is 1 and 2, and for the roll number and for email, and collation is A. And we have the other things also, cardinality and subpart pat S and B3. Okay. And if you want to drop the unique key, you can also do that. How we can do how we can clear the drop unique key. So as of now, we understood how we can create a unique key and how we can apply that for multiple columns. Am I right? So now we can understand. So how we can drop the unique keys. First, alternate table statement also allow us to drop the unique key from the tables. Example, let me give alter keyword and the table keyword and what is the table name. Example, alter keyword and the table keyword and then table name. What is the table name we have? So I'm going to remove the table 2. Okay. So table 2, and you need to use a drop keyword and index of what is the unique key name that we need to mention here. Okay. So the unique key name is delta. So now it is showing like the student 2 drops the index delta. Okay. So you can also use this, alter table. So example, if you are trying to do some modification into the existing same table, sometimes we want to add a unique key to the column of an existing table. Then this statement, we can use to add a unique key for the column also. So how we can add it? So let's see. So for example, let me do one thing. I already created this, right? So here I'm just deleting these particular thing. Okay, I have not done any, I have not set any constraint for the unique key value. I'm just selecting this already exists. So better, I can change the table name to be student 3. Okay. So now I'm trying to add a constraint in the alter table. So how we can add it? So we can add by giving an alter table. And what is the table name is going to be a student 3. Okay. And give add constraint. And what is the name of the constraint? Delta. Okay. And the unique key. So what are the keys you're going to apply so that we can do it using the alter table? Okay, clear. So unique key value will be what? I'm going to apply for the roll number and then for an email. Clear? So now you can see, this constraint has been applied. So if you want to check the constraint, you can again go and check. So how it is going to be. Okay. So you can give show index and from the student 3. Okay. So it has been applied. The delta has been applied. Next. So I hope everyone is clear with the unique key. How we can add more, unique keys for a particular table, and how we can change the unique keys. If you don't want, you can also drop the unique key. Everyone is clear? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. Okay. Actually, tomorrow is a holiday for you, so please be active today. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Tomorrow you don't have any session that you already know, I think. Tomorrow is a Saturday. Okay. So now we'll go with the MySQL. Okay, for anyone, as LMS is working. Is LMS working for anyone? Anyone of you? Is it working for you? Have you tried? No, right? Okay, okay, fine. So actually, you guys are registered and you have to, so my management team should put you guys into the batch. Then you will be able to access your LMS. Okay, that is a problem here. But the last time it was not like that, but this time, so we have some changes. So on Monday onwards, you'll be able to do it. Okay. Is now what is that is primary key. Primary key is a, so let's see the notes of it. Let me save this file first. Okay. So the next is primary key. Okay. So the primary key, what are the features of primary key? It is also a single or a combination of a field which is used to identify the each record in a table should be unique. Okay. So first point is each record in a table should be unique. But here we were talking about the what? Single or the combination of a field that all ensure the value is going to be stored into a column. That's it. Okay, now you understand what's the main difference. And now the next thing is The second point is like, if the column contains a primary key, okay, if the column contains a primary key constraint, it cannot be null or empty. Okay. So if you're making some column to be a primary, okay, you are making that to be contained as a primary, then what you should do, cannot be a null or empty. It cannot be null or it cannot be empty. A table may have a duplicate columns. Okay, sometimes a table may have that, but it can contain only one primary key. Okay, so what they are saying is a table may have a duplicate keys. Okay, duplicate values can be there. That is also possible, but it can contain only one primary key. And it always contains a unique value into the column. Okay, next, when you insert a new row, okay, if you're trying to insert a new row into the table, and the primary key column can also use a auto increment attribute to generate a sequential number for that row automatically. Okay, now there is something called as what? Auto increment. There is something called as a auto increment attribute. So this is to generate the sequential number for that row automatically. Okay, this is how. So next, what are the rules of primary key? What are the rules we'll be following? First rule, the primary key column value must be unique. Okay, the primary key column value. They were talking about column value must be unique. And then second one is each table can contain only one primary key for each table. And the third will be the primary key column cannot, okay, it cannot contain, it cannot be a null or empty. That is not accepted in a primary key. And the fourth value, so just think these point in a real time. Okay. And MySQL does not allow us to insert a new row with the existing primary key. Okay, the MySQL does not allow us to insert a new row with the existing primary key. That we cannot do. And it is recommended to use a integer or big integer data type for the primary key column. That is mandatory. If you are creating a primary key, then you need to mention a data type. Okay. So mostly it will be in integers. So either you can use integer or big integer, depends upon the thing. So data type should be mentioned. Okay, understood. So now we can create the primary key. So we can create a primary key in two ways. Okay, either what are the two ways? The first one, we can create a table statement, or we can use a altered table statement. Clear? So yeah, next we can go with the example. real-time example of how we can create things. So basic of syntax to create this is very simple. We can create a table, the table name, and then a column, one, data type, and primary key, column two, data type. And again, if you want to, create more than a one primary key column into a table, so then we need to use a different thing. So how we can do? So the last time we did right for the unique column, the same thing. So how we can do is we can create Yes, Upendra, please be on mute. Guys, can you hear me now? So I'm in the mute or I'm in the mute. Just I want to confirm. I can see I was in the mute. Everyone can hear my voice, right? So I was explaining for a long time. Okay. So now we are just working with the primary keys. Okay. So how we can create this? What are the parameters we already know, right? So now we will get into an example. So let's go. Okay. Create a new one. So let me take the table. Here itself. So create a table. Let me give it as login. So the table name is login. Let's give it as a login. And I'll remove the other things. So this is going to be a login. So I'm giving a login ID. And it's going to be an integer data type. So what I told you, so for a primary key, we need to mention a data type compulsorily. And we are going with the auto increment. So what is auto increment? So yes, here the auto increment attribute will generate the sequential number for the row automatically. That is why we are going for that. So auto increment. Okay. And then a primary key. That's all. So I'm setting a primary key for only one column name. And next is username. Var of some 40, comma password. Var of some 55 and comma email. Var of 53. Okay. So like this we have done. So let me close this. So now the table has been created. Again, I'm trying to insert a value. Let me change this table name to be a login. Okay. And we can change this also. Changing hours. So what are the things we need to give? Insert into and the table name and login underscore ID, comma, user name, comma, passwords, comma, email. Okay. And then into the values. So values are, so first I'm just giving a value to be 1 and then some name. Again, I'm just giving a comma. What is the password? So let's give me a password of something like this. And then email. Like this, I'm just adding 2 more values here. So you should be very careful while you're giving a value for this, the email ID. Okay. So I'm just giving like this. That's all. So now duplicates is no duplicates here. And I've given a value. Clear? So now if you are, trying to, give some more values, like if I'm trying to add the same value again. So what it is saying, so it is saying like a duplicate entry for a key login dot primary. So it is not accepted here. Okay, and the same thing you can also apply a constraint. Okay, you can mention the constraint like uh, what is the thing you are going to give. So just you can mention like that. So let's see that. So let me the same example we can take. Let me it as a login one. Okay, and I'm just deleting this one. Digit is going to be the same thing. And finally, how we can add the multiple access? Just you need to give the primary key and then for which one you are going to make a primary key that you can give. So for which particular table, so I'm going to give it for login underscore ID. And, password, it cannot be unique. Okay. Email. So primary key, login ID. Yeah. So now it is working. Now if you do, so it is saying there is a duplicate key. Okay. Sorry, not for this one. So I didn't insert any values, right? So that's why. So here you can see it has been duplicated. Duplicate entry is there. Okay, but Next is if you're trying to, alter the table, so that is also possible. So how we did in the unique key, the same way we need to follow. Okay, clear? So how we can, add the primary key for the column. So alter table and the table name and add primary key. That's it. So how to drop the primary key? We need to use a drop primary key. So let's see for which table drop primary key. If I want to drop the primary key, what I can do? Just I need to mention alter table and the table name is going to be login and drop primary key. So table is alter table login. Alter table, so login. And then let me give us login one or login. And I'm dropping this primary key. There can be only one auto column. It must be defined as a key. Okay, okay, okay. Actually, we have mentioned as an auto increment, right? That is why it is not showing up. So let's clear this. Exit this. So before continuing with this, let's see the difference between a primary key and the foreign key. What is the difference between the a primary key and the foreign key? So we see for the primary key, a single or the combination of the field which is used to identify each records in a table uniquely. But here it also determines each row of the table uniquely in absence of primary key. So if you are not using a primary key also, it will be in a unique. Okay, that is the case. And it does not allow to store a null value into the primary key column. And the other thing is it cannot accept only the null value. Sorry, it can accept only the null value into the unique key column. And next, a table can have only one primary key, but a table can have more than one a unique key. And it creates a clustered index, and this creates unique key, creates a non-clustered index. So now we can understand about foreign key. So anyone knows what is foreign key? So what is foreign key? So what is foreign key, guys?
ఇట్ ఈస్ ఒక 2 టేబుల్లో కామన్ గా ఉండే ఒకటి మేడం. దానివల్ల 2 ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేయొచ్చు. ఇంటర్లింక్ ఉంటుంది మేడం ఒక పర్టికులర్
Okay,
లైక్
great, great.
ఐడి అలా.
Okay, okay, guys. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, you're right. So actually, this is used to a link one or more than one table together. And this is known as a referencing key. It's also called as a what? Referencing key. This is a main role plays when we create a more table database. Okay, and the foreign key matches the primary key field of another table. So second point is, this is the first point. The second point is, so a foreign key matches the primary key field of another table. Okay, so it matches the primary key field of the another table. So for that, it uses this foreign key. And so what specifically in a short we can say, it means in a one table, your reference to the primary key field of the another table. Then we need this a foreign key. And again, it's for the integrity purpose we are going for this. And in this foreign key, makes it possible to create a parent-child relationship with the table. So third one creates a parent-child relationship. And for that also used to define a foreign key constraint on the child table. Child table also you can create a constraint. So again, here also we have a two ways to create this particular foreign key. Either we can create a table and we can set the foreign key, or else we can go with the alter table statement. Clear? So now let's get into the syntax how we can create the things. Okay, then we can see one examples. So now first we this is the syntax of a foreign key constraint. So let's get given the capital letter so that it will be clearly you can see how what is the difference. So here first thing you need to mention the constraint and what is the constraint name. Okay, and next is a foreign. What is it? The foreign key. And what is the foreign key name? And then a column names. For which particular column you're going to specify this foreign key. So that you need to mention here. Okay. So you can give it for the multiple columns and references. So what is, I'll tell you what all these keywords. Okay. One by one, I'll tell you, but just listen to the syntax alone. So references, which going to be the parent table name. So which is a parent table name that you have to mention here, and just also provide the column name. And the lastly, if you are trying to delete something, you can just give on delete and reference option, and then on update reference option. So now we will see one by one. Already we know what is constraint and what is constraint name, okay, which we are going to set. And we know what is column name. What is called parent table name? Actually, it specifies the name of the parent table followed by the column names that reference the foreign key column. That is called as a foreign key column. Obviously, you would have read this in your database management system subject, right? Everyone is having this database management system, but in a theory based way, you all know the concept. So I'm just explaining you what are the important points you need to discuss in the interview. So that's why I'm just giving the key points. Just remember the key points, and so when you are attending for some database kind of interview, you can just for SQL also there is a opening. We have a lot of openings out here. Okay, so just prepare accordingly. Just you need to decide whether you are going for any operating system kind of thing, or you're going to create any kind of a front end page, or you're going with a back end development, or you are interested with the database, that you need to decide. And or else you are so interested with cloud computing. Okay, so that you have to pick your choice. So that is must. So that's why we are giving such key points to clear the interviews. Okay, so now Next is a reference option. What is reference option? It is used to ensure how a foreign key maintain referential integrity using a on delete or on update clause between a parent and child table. Okay, there is a five referential option is there. So we have given a referential option, right? So there is five referential option which we have. The first one is a set null, and the second one is restrict, and the third one is no action, and fourth one is set default. Okay, so actually, yeah, one more is cascade. Okay, so these are the different referential options we have. So first we will see one by one. So if it is going to be a cascade, so what is called cascade? So cascade means it is used when we are trying to delete or update any row from a parent table. Okay, the the values of matching row in the child table will be deleted or updated automatically. Okay, so if you are trying to delete some parent details, let's say you're doing a manipulation of deleting and you're trying to update, the same thing will be automatically reflected to the child also. So that is called cascade. And what is called set null? Set null means it is used when we delete or update any row from the parent table, the value of the foreign key column in the child table or set to null, right? So this is in the case if you are delete same scenario, but the different answer we get parent delete and update. So now if this is the case, then what happens? The values of a foreign key column in the child table, it becomes or set to null. Clear? And then, so what is called as restrict? What is called as restrict? So restrict means the same scenario if you are trying to delete or update any row from the parent table, and again has matching row in the reference table, and the MySQL does not allow to delete or update the rows in the parent table. So it is restricted here. Restricted to a delete a parent, a delete or update rows in the parent table. Okay, so a matching row in the reference table, so that will happen. It does not allow. And what is called no action? So no action is similar to a restriction, that is restrict. What it does it has one difference, but that it checks a referential integrity after trying to modify the table. So it will check the referential integrity. You have read about this referential integrity and cardinality in your subjects, right? Okay. So now the next one is set default. What is called set default? So example, MySQL parser recognize the action. Okay. However, NoDB and NDB table both rejects this action. So this is the default one. So we can say next we can go with an example. So these are the important points we should remember. Well, if the question is asked from database. So let me use. So what is the database name? Recently we used. So let's check show databases. So recently, I don't know, I have created alpha, I think. So let me use alpha. So tables. Yeah, this is the one. So now again, let me create some two table. One table is for the customer. The other table is for the contact. Okay. So one table is going to be a customer and other table is going to be a contact. So let's first create a table and then we will insert the value. Let's see what the table is going to give the variations. Okay. So first we will see this. Create a table, a customer. Okay, customer is a table name. And what are the datas which we are going to give? We are going to give the ID, integer data type, and not null, auto increment. Clear? So after this, a name, a varchar, that is the data type of name. Just give a 50 and it should not be a null value. So not null. And next is city, varchar of 50 and not. And again, a primary key. So finally, I'm setting the primary key. So primary key should be the ID. That's it. Okay. So now we have done with the customer. So now we will create a table for the contact. For contact. So ID and integer, comma, and customer underscore ID, integer, comma, and customer underscore info, varchar of 50, null. Be not null. So you can give the values. Actually, for highlighting purpose, I'm just giving in the capital letter. Otherwise, you can also give it in the small letter itself. Sorry, lowercase itself. That's fine. So next, I have given a ID and again a customer ID. Okay, I'm using the ID again here also. So ID integer, customer ID, and customer info. And again, I'm just giving a type varchar of sub 50 and not null. And then index, I'm just giving the index to be of pair. Let me give the index value to the customer ID. I'm just giving for the customer ID now. Let's give a name for this CID. Okay. Okay. Next is comma constraints. Constraints. Here also I can give an ID. I'm just giving a foreign key set for FC ID. For what? I'm going to set a foreign key. Here only I'm just setting the foreign key. Okay, foreign key for the customer ID. Clear? So this is done. So the finally references. So references is going to be a what? Customer ID then. This is reference. I think it is showing error. Refer. So let me check this one. Contact ID and integer, customer ID, integer and customer info, not null, type varchar not null, index. I'm just giving a name for this index, ID and customer ID, customer, okay, and constraint, name and foreign key. So what is the error? MySQL server version for the right syntax to use. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. So I need to delete the things, right? So I'm so sorry. So you want to use on, delete. I'm using a cascade. I'm going to cascade it. Cascade means it will reflect to the child also. Okay. So on, update, cascade. So I didn't give the referential values. That's error. So now it is works. Okay. So now we can check, show the table. So tables, we have multiple things. And now I'm going to describe, you know, describe for this customer. So what is the error? You to use a describe. Spelling is correct. So describe customer. So I didn't use yes here. That is a problem. So here you can see the field and what are the different types and whether it is null or not. The primary key is set for only for the ID. And this is the extra auto increment. So now we will check for the contact also. For contact, again see the other values. You can see it. So now the next step is, so okay. So we can, see that PRI in the key column of the customer table tells that this field is a primary index value. Okay, so the next is the key column for the contact value. That is for customer ID. I can store the multiple rows with the same value. So let's see how we can insert the values here. So let me insert into the customer. I'm just adding some value. Customer, a name, from a city and values. So in the values, I'm just giving some value. Okay, let me give it as AB. And the city is going to be something we can California. Okay, like this, I've given some values. So now we can see some 3 records are there. Okay. And next is if you want to check things selects that from the customer. Okay. And again, I'm trying to insert some data in the contact also. Okay. So that we can check the foreign key value. So insert into a contact of what are the names which we have given. Mm, for contact. So that is ID and the customer ID and customer info. CID and FCID. Okay. So in the contact, I'm just giving a customer underscore ID. One minute. And then comma customer info. Customer info. And the next one is type. Okay, and we are adding some values. Okay, values inside the values. We'll just give a value, comma, the same value which we have given here. Okay, let me give the same thing. Like the value is going to be 1, and I'm adding the other details. Okay, let me give it as ab@gmail.com, comma something. What is the next value? What is the type? So type is going to be the email type is going to be email. Okay, this is the first value which I'm giving. So 1 and the email ID and the email. So next is again I'm giving a 1 value again. So 1 value, comma, but the data is going to be different. 212 -1212 and 121. And then comma work. And then 1, comma, adding some value 123, 123, 123, comma, boom. And 2, comma, I'm just adding here some values. So you can see there are multiple numbers in the same customer ID. The customer ID is same thing, right? 111. And then I'm adding the one more thing, bc@gmail.com. And let me give type to be email. Same thing, 2, comma. Let me give the same value, bc@gmail.com, comma, email. Okay. And comma. And again, I'm adding one more 2 value. And we can add some 3 values also, and then we'll close this insert. Okay. So here I will be giving us 121, 212, and 212, comma work. 3, comma at .com. I just check whether it is inserted or not. This Is there any error? It is not inserting. 1 minute, guys. Okay, because I think we need to give reduce this one and try it again. Let me copy this statement. Please, what is the table name? The table name. So database name. Database is we're using alpha, right? So in the alpha, I'm trying to insert select star from contact in this set. So now I'm just pasting this value. Please 1 minute. I'm just getting a call from this my office. 1 minute. Okay. Actually, guys, I'm just getting that arrow mark. So we'll give some time for that. Okay. So then we will do it later. So I think we can go with this one grid operation, and then we'll continue the other keys later. Okay, because the keys are taking a lot of time. 1 minute. I will tell you like how you can use a CRED operation. So how we can do the CRED operation that we already know, right? So we'll just discuss, and we can also practice a self practice questions. Okay, so 1 minute. Let me take the questions.